What is going on, everyone? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. I'm here with Sergio. I'm going to start sharing the screen just so you guys can see exactly what it is that we are looking at. So quite a bit of a push up on natural gas based off of the overall performance. It actually had a really strong push up, had a really nice little pullback, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. There we go. Boom, boom. How are you guys all doing this morning? Doing good, doing good. /NQ with a nice little sell-off. Again, looking at previous patterns, so this would be, okay, there we go. So I had a nice little uptrend, now beginning to kind of consolidate, offer a horizontal pattern. So just keep a close eye out for that. As of right now on the day, it's trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. So as this continues to sell off, again, if this thing pushes up and then it ultimately gets rejected, then that means that the inverse ETF, which is SQs, should then continue to push up. So again, just see if the margin of profit is worth it. It's probably about less than 1%, and then we can kind of go from there. So Ricky, are you in any positions? No. So you can see with this that I have not taken one single position for the day. So we start the day fresh, just like we do every single day. Here we go. So this is what I want to talk about very quickly. This is natural gas. Natural gas has been trading in between the middle and top VWAP. There we go, seeing that it pushed up, it pulled back, it's bouncing off, or it's trying to bounce off of, and there it goes. Trying to bounce off of this middle VWAP, and there it goes, trying to make higher highs again. So it looks like I missed like a decent entry. We're going to try to see if we can wait for a solid pullback. So I'm going to go here. Let's see. Let's check this out. So we can do, let's do 300, and then we'll do this at 28. Yeah, that's too small of a position. It's already pushing up, man. Wow.
Bless you.
Bless me. Hooey. There we go. You guys just broke above 24.45, still pushing up, still showing signs of an uptrend. Let's check this out. Are we good here? Yeah, that someone said that it showed offline, but no, it's good. I'll wait for a decent pullback, so I don't think I'm going to get filled, but we'll see. Yeah, no, it's doing a really good job just pushing up. So, oh, here we go. Pulling back a little bit. Didn't even get filled. Haha, wow. Good one. Here we go. Brooke, I'm not too sure if you guys all tuned in for our Sunday stock talk yesterday, but this is Sergio. He's actually part of Learn Plan Profit, and he's the winner for the TechBud Staycation about 3 weeks ago. So he finally had time to fly out and visit us here in Arizona, but he's actually from Long Beach, California. So how long have you been part of Learn Plan Profit for?
Since August of last year.
August of last year. Nice. But yes, he got here yesterday morning, and we've been hanging out with the TechBud students. So there we go, Cal State, University of Long Beach.
Yeah, that's where I graduated from.
That's so cool. Here we go, nice little pullback. We'll see if it still continues to hold above the middle VWAP, and see if that pattern continues. So we have a lot of people that are saying that. Wow, everyone's saying that they're like, go Long Beach. That is hilarious. There we go. MACD pulling right back. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. Let's see. Let's set an alert for higher highs. And I'm going to set an alert for potential break of pattern. Isn't Long Beach the best city?
Of course.
I
said it yesterday.
Right. Is Sergio a coffee drinker?
I am. I love coffee.
Really?
Love straight black coffee.
Oh, I don't drink. I mean, they have a coffee machine here.
It's alright.
You're good? Okay. I'm a water drinker.
Do I look tired or something?
No, not at all.
This is how I look every day.
Right? Alrighty. So we're just going to give it a little bit more time. Is there anything that you guys are watching that we have not covered already that's showing signs of an uptrend, that's showing signs of a downtrend, anything of that sort? So here we go. Let's set this. /NQ. Keep a close eye on this because /NQ, if this downtrend pattern ask me questions if this does not make sense. This is a downtrend pattern. It wouldn't really make much sense because it's not indicating any signs of a downtrend right now, but this is pushing up, and the more that it pushes up, as long as this pattern continues or this direction continues, then it's building a nice little margin for this thing to continue to sell off, right? So after this thing, if it begins to get rejected, then that means that SQs has the potential to continue to push up. The margin isn't huge, but I just wanted to ask you guys, like, does that make sense? And if it does, again, it's still important to keep a close eye for this thing to make like lower lows, to not just get in right away. And there we go. It's starting to show signs of a little bit of a rejection. The MACD is becoming overextended, and there follows with the RSI. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of like how, now that I was able to predict that there's no sense, it's not predicting anything, but it's just being aware of kind of like the direction and the pattern that it's been kind of trading with. /CL, so let's check that out. I saw a couple of you guys talking about UWT and DWT. Yeah, so it was showing signs of an uptrend, and it's really just been consolidating for the past couple of hours, right? So I don't think the direction is super clear anymore. It looks like it's been getting rejected by 65.80 and been trying to find a support right around that middle view up. So again, this one I wouldn't feel as comfortable with right now. It doesn't mean that you can't trade it. I personally just would not feel super comfortable with it. And then we got /GC. Where's that at? Okay, so it was showing sign of an uptrend and then began to sell off. So right now it's making lower lows and lower highs. So this is, as of right now, it's downtrended. So then that follows with like NUGT and JNUG, right? Here we go. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I started getting like a runny nose.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
What's up, guys? Ben. Take over the mic. All right, guys. I'm here to imitate Ricky Gutierrez. I'm a cool kid from Arizona.
Sergio, take over.
The fans want it.
Right? Alright, here we go. Nice little push up. See if we could start making higher highs, and then I'll add. I don't know if you guys saw. I was originally going to get in with 900 shares, which is $21,000, which is a little bit less than half. But because it pushed up and it began to pull back, I didn't know exactly if I was going to get in at the best price point. So instead of 900 shares, I took 700 shares, which is about $17,000. Again, I know it's still a lot of money, but instead of going in super aggressive with my initial position, I'd rather just make sure that I feel comfortable and, remove an additional like $5,000 and just focus on just getting some skin in the game. Now that it's going in my favor and that it's pushing up, it's making higher highs, I'm feeling much more confident that, hey, it pulled back, it bounced off the middle view up, and it's continuing to make higher highs. And ultimately, that's what I think is most important. Again, I know you guys might be like, well, why is that important? Well, it's validating, right, the overall direction. So it's still trying to show signs of an uptrend, and it's still trying to push up. So everything is still working in my favor. So as long as that continues, I'm going to feel that much more confident to continue to add to my position size. So once this thing begins to make higher highs, then adding an additional 700 shares is something that I would see value. And again, doesn't always have to go according to plan. And like we can see right now, it's actually pulling back to the middle VWAP. But I just wanted to explain why I took that 700 share position size instead of that original 900 share position size that I originally, was going to take. So looking at the /NG, you guys can see that this is kind of like the pattern that we have going on right now. Let's see. Are you in anything right now or no?
No, I'm not.
No? Okay, we're still watching. Alright. So we have our alerts set up, so we're good on that. We got BAC. Let's check the direction on this 2-day 1 hour. Really overbought, overextended. So I'm going to remove this from my watch list. It's just not really something I want to pay attention to. JDST is super overbought, super overextended, but it's still uptrending. It's just pulling back on the day. So I'm probably not going to trade it. So I'm just going to remove it. LLPR, we've talked about this one before. Overall uptrend pattern. Margin's actually not bad if it continues or if it actually begins to show signs of an uptrend. So PYX just broke above 1881. So we'll have to follow up with that. So what was it? PRX?
Is it PYX?
Yeah. Okay. This one's kind of all over the place. I don't care about this one too much. So Nike, super overbought, overextended, so I'm going to remove this from my watch list. Apple, not probably something I'm going to trade, so. Oh shoot, what was this? Damn. I think that was DGAS. Yeah. BA, Bone's still getting rejected. So I'm going to set my alert here. Tesla, wow. Holy smokes. You see this? Oh, I thought it dropped a lot more. Well, it was up here, now it's pushing down, so let's see. Okay, it makes sense. So overall direction now trending below the SMA line, so we could expect it to go to around 260, especially with its up and coming earnings report. So I'm just going to keep that one there. TQ is continuously pushing up. You guys there, UWT still green on the day. Wow. A lot of consolidation right now. CRNT. Okay, nice little push. Alrighty. Very low volume. That's something that I would personally trade, but I'm not going to be trading Gush or Drip anyways. GES still downtrending. Gush and Drip don't have a future. They have an index, and it doesn't trade the same. So that's why I don't really pay attention to it. NIO still downtrending. No signs of an uptrend just yet. So I'm just going to set my alert. And then all of these stocks are under my pending reversal watch list. So I'm not gonna be trading that, so there we go. Just trying to clear up my watch list. All right. Wow, it's really strong push up on /NEQ. Chipotle for the boys today? Oh, you already know. Depends. Are we gonna get guac or no guac? What's up? What's up? I just saw that you tuned in. Here we go. We got you guys still trying to push up, right? What do you guys think about you guys and DGAS with overall /NG? Yeah, so Roger, to answer your question, it's not 3 consistent days. It's within a 5 business day period. So 5 consecutive days, you have the ability to take 3 day trades out of those 5 consistent days. So no clear direction. I agree. Looks good. Slow. I agree. So another 100K position? No, Jacob. I had a lot of fun, and I felt very comfortable trading with the natural gas support. And a lot of the feedback was really positive. Obviously, because it's YouTube. Oh, there we go. Nice little push up. Obviously, because it was YouTube, just so many people talking about like, wow, with $100,000, like you only made 1,800 out of that one like trade, right? So I made over $2,000 the entire time, but people were just like, that's nothing. That's horrible. That's not like a good. I was like, I'll take 2% growth a day, every day, like over anything, right? At least for me, like consistency is like what's most important, and well, 2% is like almost like my max daily goal, right? Because of how much I normally trade with. So it just was like, it's just so mind-boggling to me that so many people are so like bothersome of like other people's trades, right? But I felt very comfortable trading during the natural gas report. The opportunity was worth it. So maybe next natural gas, I'll take another heavier position. But right now, the direction is not super clear. So I wouldn't feel extremely comfortable taking, something double of what I normally take in the position size. So, Jacob, you crack me up. I'm not gonna lie, my palms were sweaty on that 100K trade. No, I agree. It definitely can be a little like, it can make you uncomfortable, right? But I felt like due to my experience and what I normally trade with, and I wasn't trying to focus on the dollar amount, I was trying to focus on the percentage growth. That's what made much more sense to me. I felt like I got in for a good deal. The overall direction was in my favor. And that's why there's a lot of factors that were in my favor. There's just the news and then that second news report that was released that wasn't in my favor. So minus that 35% for taxes. Okay. Yeah, there's actually, Javid, I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but it says, if they're hating, then they should trade options. That's actually what one of the comments were of like this guy's like that was saying like, oh well, I've turned like 1,500 to more than $1,800 profit or something like that. I was like, and 100% like, if you understand how options work, yeah, they can be extremely profitable, but you could also lose your entire position, right? And that's something that I think like again we're just talking about the profits of like, oh why I could have made so much more with this dollar amount, but it doesn't matter, right? It's like the 1,800, it's not like it's my biggest day, but it's being able to do that consistently that's most important. But I think people tend to overlook that and focus more on like, well, I've made more with less dollar amount. Just been like, yeah, well, so have I. But you definitely don't want to say that on YouTube because then you look like a little dingleberry, right? I just find it so funny that when I try to say things back, and I joke around with, like, if someone says something that's like demeaning to either me or someone in the comment section, I'll like, well, they're spitting at, being mean to other people, so then I'll be mean back. And like, oh my God, you're so like unprofessional. I can't believe you just said that. I'm just like, if you can't, take the heat, then why you spend, I just don't get that. It's just like, why are you even opening your mouth then? The part that upsets me is when they say things to like are people that are just wanting to get started, and they like demean them with like bad comments. So I'll always stand up for those commenting and wanting to learn. So there we go. Let's see if we get a nice little push up. Watch out for the MACD. I do want to remind you that just based off previous patterns, again, it's not something that is making higher highs right now. It's still kind of just flatlining, or not flatlining, but it's definitely trying to push up. So it's showing signs of an uptrend pattern, with a nice little resistance right around 24.45. So just be aware of that, please. So we might see a little bit of a pullback before it continues to uptrend. BT at gas, right? Playing devil's advocate, but higher standard, lead by example, and two wrong stomach. I 100% agree. But they're just like YouTube trolls, right? So if I'm bored and then I see some of these comments, I'm just like, like, I'm just gonna like poke fun back. I don't ever usually say anything that's extremely like disrespectful or anything like that. I just, if they make fun of someone in the comment section, then I'll, point something back at them. But that's it. It's just, again, it's like YouTube comments. I just don't know why people have to be so like disrespectful. And then when they are disrespectful, if you say something back to them like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. It's like, come on. All right. So yeah, no, I know I definitely need to ignore the trolls, but sometimes I'm just like, what'd you say? What'd you say? Say it to my face. That's something. What is your target for you guys? That's a good question. I would love to get out right around this general area. So 24.60. Although it did hit highs of 24.75, obviously that'd be great. But realistically, this is where, and this is what I really try to focus on. And I've covered this before in the course. You guys know that I try to get out in general areas where it's a little bit more like realistic, where it consolidates a little bit more, where it hits more often. Does that make sense? So yes, sometimes it did hit highs of 24.65 and 24.64, and that's great and all, but almost every single time that it pushed up, it hit highs of like 24.59, right? And that's much more important to me. Just for me to get out at an area or price range that makes sense. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand why sell there and not up here. I would love to sell at $30, but based off of recent patterns, which is just a couple of minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, it really began to consolidate here. So since patterns begin and tend to repeat themselves, I'm just gonna hold it there first. So I wouldn't even call it a more conservative way. I would just call it in a more like my exit price point would be much more realistic because it consolidates here and hits that price point much more often, right? So, but yeah. Let's do an Instagram story. I don't know if you guys all like those things. There's some people that do, and I think there's some people that don't. So I guess we'll do it from time to time. It doesn't count. Friday was not a business day. That is correct. Wow, nice little sell-off of the boys. Let's see. It's still doing well on /NG. It's just on you guys that it looks a little weird. But it's still pushing up here. Let's see. All right, so this is the one that was just released, right? Yeah. There's no patterns I could go off of, so 2 days. So I mean, we can kind of treat this as a horizontal pattern. Oh no, my mouse died.
New batteries?
Yeah, no, it needs to be charged. That's not good.
Hot keys.
I know, right? But yeah, as of right now for PINS, I mean, if you can go off of a horizontal pattern, you can see that the 23.40 is an overall support, and then around $25 is an overall resistance. So, but I don't think that's enough to go off of. I really don't. So it's just 2 days, and if you want to take it day by day, or if you just want to focus on it as a quick little day trade, then just make sure you manage your risk accordingly, because I would just hate for something like this to go up or go down. So DGAS just had a strong push up, just broke above 126, and UGAS pulled down to around the middle VWAP. UGAS or natural gas is still above the middle VWAP, but it definitely pulled back a decent amount. So we're right around 24.18. Here we go. I do want to remind you that if you guys do want me to break something down for you, I would really appreciate it if you could put it in the ticker call out format. Let's see. I'm gonna have to hold it here on. Is there anything that you're watching that you're paying a lot of attention to, or as of right now?
I'm watching Forex/CL, seeing if it does break the pattern. Hopefully.
If it begins to sell off or something.
Yeah, sell off exactly. So just keep an eye on that. I'm under the PDT rules, so
Okay.
I tend to be a little more
Selective.
watchful
Yeah.
what I get into.
That's good. I like that. That's really good. RAD up over 1,000%. Why is that? Isn't that Brighton? Did it do a reverse stock split? Go and search that up right real quick. Yeah, Brighton. Yeah, reverse stock split. That's not up over. It's actually down on the day. Yeah. So that's something that we've covered in the course as well. A reverse stock split. So it did a 1 in 20 or what? Yeah, 1 in 20. That's very popular for a lot of stocks that are approaching a very small price point. Yeah, so it was at 44 cents. It went through a 1 in 20 reverse stock split, meaning that, what's it called? It lowered or decreased the amount of shares available, increasing the overall price per stock. And now it's at $9.64. But if you actually look at it, it's actually down on the day 5%. Usually when a company does a reverse stock split, especially when it's under $1, it's an effort for it to no longer be viewed as a penny stock. Look at the 180-day analysis and you'll see exactly why this would not be something that you would want to partake in. Justin, I like that. So I actually really like that he explained that. I don't know if you guys heard Sergio, but I was asking, I was like, hey, are you in any positions just yet, or what are you watching? And he was like, well, I'm waiting for /CL to either break its pattern or confirm an uptrend. And the reason why, again, like he's waiting for confirmation, and how come I didn't wait for that much confirmation on natural gas? Well, he's like, I'm under the PDT rule, so I want to be a little bit more selective with what I choose to take a position on. That 100% makes sense. And that's a perfect example of what we've talked about, of being, more selective before just taking any trade and making sure that, the direction and the overall opportunity cost is in your favor. Do you like follow? There we go. So it just broke below the middle VWAP. And are we going to begin to sell off for natural gas?
like it.
The MACD looks good on /NG, but if this thing continues to sell off, so we could almost see there to be a support right around 2.515 for natural gas. But if it continues to sell off, then obviously it's just best for me to manage my risk. Bouncing off support, we're trying to see that. I think it needs a little bit more time. But I can definitely see why. I mean, it can be selling off too. It pushed up super aggressively, so natural gas could be selling off. And again, the overall direction for natural gas was a descending pattern. We have been expecting it to bounce recently, but it doesn't mean that it has to today, right? So I just have to be realistic with myself. Instead of what I hope happens, I felt like I did a decent job waiting for the confirmation, going and then adding to my position size. But again, just like we've said multiple times before, it doesn't always work out according to planning. That's why it's so important to manage your risk. So you guys saw that I did, in my opinion, I waited for the confirmation for my initial position size, right? And then for the secondary averaging up, I waited for higher highs. So I feel like I did what I normally do, even better, because sometimes I don't even wait for the initial confirmation to get in. But still, it did not perform the way that I expected to. And that's okay. That's just how it works. So I think this is a perfect example of how, although you might be taking the proper steps, just the overall trade did not go according to plan. And that's okay as long as you manage your risk. $432 on DGAS. Thanks, Ricky. So, because I called out natural gas, you're like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to trade against them. Here, let's time a profit.
Taking L's on the P2 or something else. It is. Totally relate to that.
No, yeah. So nice little uptrend pattern, but ever since it broke below the SMA line, it's still getting rejected. So we're getting a lot of consolidation right now, but no confirmation of an uptrend just yet. So I'm going to set my alert and we can simply follow up with it. So I appreciate, Brooke, you putting it in the ticker call out format. So we got Sean here calling out ticker symbol KMB. Here we go. Strong push up. Not too sure if it was because of its earnings, but overbought, overextended. So I'd take this just as a day trade if it continues to push up. Ultimately, it just would not make sense on why you would want to hold something when you know that there's a catalyst that drove the price up that is not going to last for a very long period of time. And after it becomes less relevant, then you'll see it correct itself and pull right back up. So just make sure you lock in those profits. So what brokerage is Sergio using? He's using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Chat's kind of quiet. I know. I think a lot of people are still, maybe a lot of people went too hard yesterday on Easter. Not too sure what it was. We had a pretty relaxing day. We didn't do much with any Easter things. We try to have a little just hangout thing with snacks and stuff like that, but the pizza didn't cook all the way.
Oh man, it's so sad.
Yeah.
This guy still ate it cold. This guy's raw.
Let's check this out. Okay, thank you, Cody. Wow. Okay, nice. So it looks like it's been trying to change its overall direction. There's a really strong uptrend. It's still validating this EMA line, so it hasn't broken below that. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll set that alert there. But if this thing does begin to sell off, if and only if, right, then that might be some reason to pay attention to SQs, right? So if it corrects itself and comes back up to the previous highs, that's still not much, but it's about 1%. So Juan is saying, what's up? Rick Savage, what's going on, Vic? What's up? Anyone else bought TQs during the pre-market dip? Okay. I don't know why someone would buy during the pre-market dip. Why someone would buy TQs though, because natural or /MQ was descending all morning, right? So the overall direction was not in its favor. So you trying to buy the dip is a yes, an effort to, it just wouldn't make much sense. I hope that's something that you guys understand. But yeah, I don't know why they held that, but I had to get losses on SQs, yeah. So again, that's why confirmation is so important, right? What happened? What was that? /. Oh, then it's trying to push right back up. It's trying. So when I was talking about what support I was seeing, this is the support that I was seeing right here. Here, here, and here. So it did go a little bit below it, so that kind of sketched me out. But we're trying to hold above it. The MACD makes sense, the RSI makes sense, and yeah. Yeah, so I'm actually down on my position right now, Mike. I'm in on ticker symbol UGAS. So I got in at an average purchase price of for UGAS of 24.36. So I have not, no. Is there a /NQ report? There's not. Nope. Is Weston still asleep? So, and he usually doesn't take too many positions, so I was going to wake him up, but I wanted to work with Sergio today, and wanted to just, after we finish this live stream, I just wanted to cover like certain things with him. And Weston normally doesn't take many positions during like the first 30 minutes of the market open, so and that's something that we've talked about before. I mean, you guys tune into and wake up early for the live streams, but it doesn't mean that you guys have to take positions just because we do during this time, right? It's when the opportunity presents itself that makes sense, and I hope that you guys understand that. That outweighs everything else. So it's like what indicators, what pattern. No, it's like when the opportunity presents itself and everything aligns well, then that's when it makes sense to take that position. So let's see. Weston got replaced. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps blocking these. Maybe because you're not posted in the ticker call out format. Oh, there we go. /NQ just broke below. So here we go. That's the first, and it's not making lower lows just yet, but keep a close eye on this. So if this thing begins to sell off, then that's in favor of SQs. What's going on, David? What's up? What's up? Are you going to let Sergio drive the GT3? I don't know. What do you guys want to see that? I guess it's up to you guys.
That was a good question, John. Appreciate that question.
Keycom extremely overextended. Looks like it's peaking out. It's no longer. It's trying to make higher highs, but look at previous highs. It's getting rejected right around that general area. 180-day chart. Yeah. Oh heck no. Super overextended, super overbought. I would take this day by day, and it's not even making higher highs as of right now. So keep a close eye on that. So /NG going above and beyond. There we go. Dab, dab, dab. All right. I'm 100% open to maybe we should even just do the McLaren. I mean, what would you rather drive?
I kind of like the Porsche.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Really? More than the McLaren?
Yeah, man. It's just, to me, no offense, but the McLaren kind of looks like a little Hot Wheel, you know?
Yeah, no.
The Porsche looks more of a, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always been a Porsche type of guy too.
Do you guys hear that? So I'm gonna send Sergio back. Who wants to fly in? And you guys can drive the McLaren. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Actually, we went to go eat dinner last night. We were trying to find what places were open. We ended up being at Panda Express. He went with me in the McLaren, and I let Weston drive the GT3, and then he went back with Weston in the GT3, and I guess. Oh,
beautiful.
Just he won.
And those seats just hug you, and I'm just like, this is it right here. This is it.
That is hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, I'm down. I mean, he wants to drive the Tacoma. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, so we'll get a Tacoma. Sergio can drive that. We'll do a little video with him, and then we'll be like, yo, what's up?
What's up? We're in Tacoma in Arizona.
Tacoma in Arizona. Yeah.
Definitely the McLaren. It's so fast, guys. It's scary fast. And the way this guy drives, Whoever comes next, just be aware.
Yeah, I know.
Life insurance.
Right?
Nah, anyways, he's a good driver, really good driver.
All right, but yeah, we'll do some fun stuff while he's over here. And yeah, give the Porsche. Sounds good. But really do appreciate you guys' time. It looks like right now natural gas is trying to pick right back up. It's not fully there yet, so you guys is right around 24.19. So what I'm up and what I'm down is I'm actually down $252 on the day. You guys can see that. That's ultimately where I'm at for the day, the only position that I've taken. So I'll keep you guys up to date with my overall position. We're still seeing it kind of consolidate. It's still on natural gas performing the way that we expected it to, kind of, not really. But if we see this push up and I see it get rejected around this general area, I'm just going to cut my losses or close my position there regardless if I'm up or down, because it just isn't worth my time. And other than that, I want to do a quick little recap and talk about what's trending up and what's trending down, just to make sure that we're headed in the right direction for the day. So race my Corolla, have fun, guys. What's your plan for HQ? I see that you have on Instagram. Yeah, so we're Sergio will actually I don't know if you're gonna be able to visit the facility, but I showed him kind of where it's at after we went to church yesterday, and one thing that we covered was we need to submit our offer. So we're probably gonna submit our offer today, and we'll see if we get a response back. But really excited about that. So we'll have the dealership and the TechBuds HQ, hopefully by next month. It doesn't mean that it'll be open by next month, but we'll at least start working on it. So everyone in Arizona, we can start doing on-consignment sales for you guys. You guys can meet us, and we'll have a fun and safe place for you to be able to meet, myself and the team. And then we'll probably have the in-person trading where you can just dock up your monitor and trade and stuff like that. So there we go. Nice little push up for the boys. Here we go. So again, let's go ahead and recap the overall day. So /CL is not selling off.
It's not.
It's not selling off. It's doing a really good job consolidating around the middle and top VWAP. It's kind of just holding there. So it's not even making higher highs just yet. So I'm going to set my alert here. So I would still want to give this a little bit more time for either to sell off or to uptrend, right? So that's what I'm going to do with /CL. And again, the correlating ETFs are UWT and DWT. This is /ES, which is the S&P 500. Looks like it's selling off. This one follows /NQ very closely. So again, if this thing begins to sell off, that's in favor of SQs and not in TQs. If this thing continues to uptrend, then again, TQs is the one that follows this one closely. /GC, this is gold. Gold is selling off. So this would correlate on over to JNUG, as JNUG should be selling off, and NUGT should be selling off as well. So as these things continue to sell off, that means that DUST, and then these are all off the top of my head. So DUST are pushing up, and JDST should be pushing up as well. We talked about /NG, how this thing's trying to push right back up. And there we go. So /NG is right back to that same resistance, but UGAS is still way down here. So I'm going to end up probably having to cut losses here around this general area, right around the 250 area. So we'll have to accept that loss, but that's pretty much where I'm at for the day. Tesla still selling off, maybe trying to find a support around this general area. But one thing that we did point out is on the 180-day analysis for ticker symbol Tesla, it usually sells off to about 260. So again, the more patient that you are, the larger the margin of profit that you could build for yourself. So let's remember that. So if you see day trade opportunity, then great, you do you. But if you can be patient and you think that it would be in your benefit or in your favor, then don't be afraid to, just wait a little bit longer. So really do appreciate you guys' time. Thank you guys again for being so welcoming to Sergio. And he's going to be documenting with like a vlog his whole perspective. We're also filming like our side of him visiting, but he brought his own camera as well, and you're really into taking pictures and stuff like that, right?
Photos, exactly.
Yeah. So that was actually pretty cool. So he'll be able to document the whole thing and share his perspective of visiting us here at our place. So thank you guys again for your time. Like always, continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be your drive to success. Feel free to direct message me on Discord if you guys have any questions. Just please keep it short and simple. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green out. Take it easy, team.